From Spa to the Nürburgring, we're making our way back down to France. But before we leave Germany, there's one last thing that's on my bucket list that we have to see. Last night we left Nürburgring after an exciting day at Manthey in the Ring and made our way to the busy city of Stuttgart, where we almost ended up sleeping in the clown chute. I also just parked on the side of the street, so cross your fingers for me that my car's still there when we wake up in the morning. Thankfully that didn't happen, so we woke up, made sure the car was still there. Well, the car's still here, so that's a good sign. And now it's time to experience one of the most important automotive archives in the entire world. Our next stop here in Germany is the world famous Porsche Museum. Today we're downtown in the Zuffenhausen district of Stuttgart, which is the same location where Ferdinand Porsche established his engineering office back in the 30s and where the company later relocated its production facilities, which we'll talk about later. The Porsche Museum is home to a wide range of Porsche vehicles, from like early prototypes, racing cars, and even tractors. Actually, the Porsche Museum has a 959 inside of it. It's crazy. Inside the Porsche Museum is also the ultra-secret company archive, which contains a vast collection of documents, photos, films, and thousands of exhibits, all providing a deep dive into the brand's history. Guys, this place is freaking nuts.
Brother, there's cars? What? How did they do that? How did they do that, bro?
The architecture here is crazy. So, as a Porsche-obsessed car enthusiast, this is the mecca of Porsche here in Germany. I am so excited. Today, we have an all-access pass to everything in the museum, plus some other bits that we unfortunately can't show you guys, but we will talk about it and give you just the full experience. Guys, you know how much I love Porsche, you know how much I love my 911. This is a dream to be able to come here to the actual Porsche Museum in Germany. This is gonna be wild. We have our tickets, we're good to go inside. Dustin in the future here, gonna interrupt today's video real quick because we have some exciting news. Right behind me, we have our brand new giveaway car that's gonna go live today, Friday, 10 a.m. I'm not gonna show you guys what it is until Monday in your timeline. I'm not technically back from Europe yet. So on Monday, you guys are gonna see the new car, and I am so excited. It has blown our minds, so I hope you guys really like it. With the giveaway, every $1 that you guys spend on the Legend site is one entry in to win this car, and we just dropped our brand new collection, the traditional Japanese koi fish collection. It is so good. I wanted something very traditional, old school Japanese to fit with the car. You guys will see it, but it came out really rad. The koi fish has been one of our favorite designs to redo over the years, and I feel like this iteration came out so good. So with this, we have 2 new t-shirts. We've got the new shirt that I'm currently rocking right now. We have tons of accessories because I know you guys are gonna want some cool stuff to help get some entries in for the new car. So we've done brand new glasses for Legends. These are absolutely nuts. But we have flag, jet tags, stickers, hats, so much on the site for you guys. Every $1 you guys spend is gonna enter you in to win the mystery car here. And you guys already know, VIPs, 5 times entries along with all the other benefits you guys get. So if you've been on the fence, thinking about VIP, now is the time to sign up. You guys are gonna get to win this mystery car, and I'm so excited to show you guys on Monday. Stay tuned. All right, let's go back to Europe. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. The actual Porsche Museum workshop. I'm gonna be geeking out all day, dude. It's gonna be nonstop. So it's actually saying that many of the cars that are being repaired in the Porsche Museum workshop are like historical cars, memorable cars that have raced in some of the most memorable and crazy races in the world. God, there's some, oh my God. I don't know if you guys can see that in there. Whoa, I have no idea what that even is, but it's insane. The Carrera GT being worked on in the back. There are just so much history in here right now. Its constant aim is to get the almost 800 classic cars from the collection to the starting line around 320 events. It was now 30 countries. Oh my God. So the cars here are actually still used in historical racing events all across the world. That's Porsche, man. That is Porsche. Now, if you guys recall, Austin and I actually had a really incredible experience with Porsche at the World Endurance Championship at COTA, and when they heard that we were coming here to Germany, Porsche was kind enough to give us all access passes and tickets to the museum here, so big thank you to Porsche. This is a dream come true.
It's freaking sick!
Oh, seriously, this is gonna be amazing. Thank you so much, Porsche. Let's see what we find here in the museum.
I'm gonna buy all the merch.
Just buy the whole store out.
I'll buy all the merch.
This is just crazy. If you really think about it, you go back far enough, this is kind of like the beginning. This is my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather of my Boxster race car. Look at this thing. This is what they started with. This is just so crazy to see. And I really think one of the reasons why I love Porsche so much is their heritage and the history that they have. And this museum shows you every bit of that. I think it's so interesting how they have the evolution of the cars as well. So this is the evolution line of the Spider, which is what they started in the middle, and then the current 718 Cayman Spider. This is the museum's oldest 911, but fun little fact here, I learned this actually a while ago at the Porsche event that we went to. The 911 was actually set to ship out as the Porsche 901, but a different manufacturer had the 901 trademark already, so when it shipped, that's when they changed it to the 911 that we know now. And this is Porsche's first ever 901 911. Pretty interesting, right?
That is so sick.
Getting to see the progression of the 911 is blowing my mind. Third generation 911, 1989. Wow. This is the coolest thing ever. It says the 911 is the only car that you can drive from an African safari to Le Mans and then back to the theater and onto the streets of New York. That is the definition of Porsche and why I love it so much. That is so cool. It's exactly true. Wow, an authentic 911 2.7 RS. Whoa, look at the interior of this thing. Just insane car after insane car. The history that this place has is unbelievable. Seeing a 911 RSR in person, and a real, not built RSR, this is unbelievable. Look at the gigantic whale tail back here, the vents in the wider rear quarters. Oh, look at these fenders. Just unreal. This is actually super cool to see too, because this is the generational transformation of the 911 GT3 RS. So this is how it started as an RS. You have the RSR, and then it skips a couple generations, but then you have the 997 GT3 into the 992. Now to see the progression back to back to back from where it started with this, and you look over here, this is just a crazy machine, but the technology and how far they've pushed the GT3 RS is just wild. Even from the generation of 997 to the 992, this car is gigantic compared to what came before it. But it's just so cool to see that progression from the very start to where they're at now. This is also just a freaking insane color.
Cool.
This is what I want to see. So this is the 917 long nose Le Mans car. This is a real Le Mans race car, guys. Isn't it just wild to see what race cars were like back in the day compared to the safety and the comforts that we have now in race cars? Like, this is what they had, 24 hours at Le Mans. This is it. But could you imagine the feeling of what it's like to drive this at full tilt for 24 hours at the Le Mans? I mean, come on, how epic is that?
I love that the paint lines almost act as indicators, as like showing us like the aerodynamics in a way, kind of like showing like where the wind would go when you're racing.
And the body lines just epic. The Hog, that is so cool. So quick little history about the pink paint and the lines all on this car. When Porsche developed this 917 race car here, it was a mixture of the short and the long nose 917. Porsche themselves said that it looks like a fat pig, and from that coined the nickname the Hog, and they ended up painting it pink like a pig, and then all these lines are kind of traces of like cuts of meat, and that's where this livery came from. Now, I actually did read that this car never actually finished the race, so it wasn't popular because of its racing history, but more so because of the livery and the nickname that it held. I actually brought back the old school livery with the new GT3 RSR right here, which in the end achieved a full class victory and kind of redeemed what they did with this old 917. I think it's very, very cool. Even more so, like solidifying the whole history aspect of Porsche. So the reason why this is upside down, according to the theory of downforce, when this 956 reaches a speed of 321 kilometers an hour, it could theoretically drive on ceilings. That's crazy. Imagine what that downforce feels like. That's ridiculous, dude. Oh yeah, this is my section of the museum right here, dude. The safari section. This is insane. What is this? A 959 Dakar. Wow. This is absolute gold. Now, this is a dream. This would be a dream to create a 911 Safari. Kind of mix my passion with, you guys know, my adventure passion, exploration, camping, but also my passion for sports cars and Porsche. This would be an absolute dream. Look at this thing. And just like the quote said, 911 is the only car you could go on an African safari with and go drive the streets of New York in. This is really cool. Enter the world's toughest rally. The Paris-Dakar crosses Africa's deserts and savannas, 13,000 kilometers. In fact, a third 959 that was supposed to be a support car finished the rally in 6th place. Testament to the 911 Dakar. This is so cool. Throughout the entire exhibit, I've been looking for a spot on the G series, which is the 911 SC, the second generation of 911. And here we go. It's actually cool because even in Europe, they had these little plastic things because in the US, they required them. That's crazy. I like to just imagine myself in the cockpit or driver's seat of these cars in the 80s. I mean, look at this. The safety and the rawness of this car is just so different than how cars are today. I can only imagine what driving this thing would have been like. Wow, also, Hans Mezger created the engine that came in the F1 car. That's just, it's insane. And they only had 6 months to build this thing. This is where it gets pretty familiar for us. Now, I told you guys when we first got an experience and an opportunity with Porsche, they took us to the World Endurance Championship races where they raced in the Endurance Championship at Circuit of the Americas. That was so cool to experience in person and get behind the scenes of the entire race team. I think it's even a little bit cooler that we got to actually see this thing in action. Do you remember that? That was so cool, dude.
Being in the paddock, that was my first time, and it was absolutely insane, dude.
To be able to like see this car actually in action, but all the people around it like working on it,
work, like
and
the
they
whole
won.
Engine, yes.
That was epic.
And then they won.
We got the whole experience there. This has been so cool.
And if you haven't seen that video,
go watch it.
it.
But this is my love. The GT3 class. Sorry, the Porsche's faster than me. The technical data information about this vehicle will be ready for you shortly. That's cool. So this is actually so new. They don't have the information on this vehicle yet, but this is what I love. The actual GT cars. I would love a seat in a Porsche Cup car one day. I mean, this is all my racing experience and my goals in life. I mean, it's a pipe dream, but it's a dream and it's a goal of mine to race in a Porsche GT car someday. This is awesome. GT3R. Paget Racing. Those are the brake pads that we used on. Yeah, so those are the brake pads that we used on the BMW. Pretty cool. It's like true European racing excellence there. 997 GT2, the holy grail. This thing is incredible. I've never seen one in my life. This is so crazy to actually see in person. Carbon buckets on the inside, cage, all the GT2 features. My favorite probably the rear bumper. The 997 GT2 is my holy grail. I love the exhaust, how it kind of pays tribute to the classic air-cooled cars with the angled outward exhausts. This thing is freaking sick, man. My God, what a day. I have so much to explain to you guys, but we got to the museum at like 10:30. It is 5:30 right now. We've had an entire day looking at Porsches, learning about Porsches, the museum, but even further from the museum, we got an entire factory tour of the 911 production line. Let me re-say that real quick. A factory tour of the 911 production line. Unfortunately, we couldn't take you guys. It was kind of like an immediate thing. We had an appointment with the curator of the museum, and she was like, all right, we're going to the production line. We had to put our camera, we couldn't even take our phones into this place. Walked across the street into a factory. We got to see how the leather was made and put onto the dashboards. I'm gonna try my best to explain this here. When you walk in there, it smells like Porsche. Okay, like you get that supercar Porsche's leathery smell, and you're watching them overlay it onto the dash, onto the seats. You get to see the whole assembly from when they take the hide of leather, mark it for different imperfections. She said the leather specialists that work on these like leather hides got so good that they can tell when a bull has been stung by a bee.
Or had a sunburn.
But even further than that, every single thing is hand done. We saw the Boxer engines being made. We saw the actual cars being assembled. This is truthfully Porsche. Like, we got every single detail, got to watch every single assembly piece. We saw GT3 Touring, GT3 RSs all being assembled inside of the factory. I mean, and now I'm just having a cappuccino in the lobby of the Porsche Museum. You know, like what is even happening? Like, this is crazy. But we have literally spent an entire almost 8 hours here at the museum, and it still doesn't feel real. But we're gonna finish up this coffee, and we still have, like every day of this trip, another long drive ahead of us. So we're gonna relax for a bit, take all of this in, and then head back to the car. Days like today put things into perspective for me, and I really don't take any of it for granted. I'm not an actor or movie star, I'm just a regular guy that decided to one day pick up a camera. And because of all of you, I'm fortunate enough to film my passion and experience it with you guys. I'm still holding out hope that one day we'll achieve my 911 GT3 dreams, but today really solidified why I love Porsche so much. The heritage, history, and just watching engineers put doors and glass onto a GT3 RS. It's all just Porsche. So thank you, Porsche, for this opportunity, but most of all, thank you guys. Thank you for making this my reality, and I really hope you enjoyed this different and unique series. That was a long one. It was just unbelievable. It was a very, very different experience than what we've had on this trip so far, but super, super cool. Very, very knowledgeable. My Porsche brain hurts right now. It was just so much information overload, but all really cool stuff to just learn the heritage and give you a new appreciation for what Porsche is, and you know how they've built their company and what makes a Porsche. Anyways, it's time for us to get out of here, and like I said, we're now to the bittersweet portion of our trip because we're officially starting our journey back home.
He's really gonna miss me.
This place is sick. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh, look how big this bed is, dude. This is sick. Oh, what is this thing? Is that just a wooden beam? Wow. Our first traditional German homestead. We're on our way to our next stop, and we didn't book a hotel for tonight, so we found something randomly, and it was this really beautiful, like, countryside homestead here in Germany. So we decided to book it. This place is sick, dude. Unfortunately, we made it here too late to grab their restaurant spot, so they're really nice hostess at the front ordered us one of her favorite Italian spots, and that's what we're gonna be having for dinner tonight. How nice. And also, this is awesome. This is sick, right?
Yeah, dude, and Pringles.
Dude,
Freaking
what
sick.
the heck? I'll take it. I think like the Germans must love Italian because there's tons of Italian places here, surprisingly. Guten Appetit. Get over, let's see the za. Oh, this looks freaking nice, bro. Oh. Oh. Mate. Yeah.
Boy, bro.
Dude, I'm about to muck this.
I'm gonna grab the whole pizza. I'm not even gonna grab a slice.
Oh man. A little midnight spaghetti. Take it where you can. I think we should definitely do the breakfast in the morning because it's probably like super authentic. Oh.
Show him your plate. Show him. Show him. Empty.
That was like 4 pounds of spaghetti right here. Oh, my body needed that.
I literally didn't even cut my pizza. I just like grabbed it, folded it, and just started
Look
biting.
at you. That worked out. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have a cuddle. We're gonna have a cuddle, mate.
All right, guys. Night 1, making our way back to France. We'll see you guys bright and early in the morning, as long as Bathsheba from The Conjuring doesn't climb up on that pole.
Why did you say that? Oh no!
Good night, guys.
Oh, wait, bloody hell.
Good morning, guys. All right. Oh gosh. Oh no. That's not gonna work. All right. Oh. It's time. Bittersweet, but we're officially making the drive back to France. Say goodbye to our little German homestead. I'm actually so sad we didn't get to spend more time here because it is beautiful. Save more experiences for next time. Another day of driving. It was kind of bittersweet. This German homestead was really rad and the views were incredible, so we had to stop and get a couple of different shots. Eventually, it was time to make our way back to France. On the way, we made a quick pit stop to the home of our friends over at Liqui Moly. Liqui Moly actually jumped on board this year to support the channel as our oil supplier, and we had the unique opportunity to see where it all goes down. We had a full operation tour, which means we got to go see the lab where the special sauce is actually formulated and created. We saw the bottling line. And even the shipping. Anytime you get to experience where something is actually created, you get a much better appreciation. Liqui Moly is a leader in the oil industry, so getting to see where it all happens was extremely cool. Wow.
Thank you.
Guten Appetit. Dude, this looks bomb. So, look. We always find ourselves in kind of strange places on these trips. And when we finished up with Liqui Moly, our tour guide recommended this restaurant here, Kartoffeln Schnitzel Pizza House. We're here in the old town of Saarlouis. I think I'm saying that right?
I think so.
We're here in the old town of Saarlouis, and their famous dish is something that there's no possible way I can pronounce this, but I'm gonna try for you guys. Verheiratete? I'm gonna butcher that. That's absolutely wrong. But it's a traditional meal here in Saarlouis, and it was kind of made a very long time ago by the poor because of how simple the ingredients are. Boiled potatoes, dumplings with like a cream bacon sauce on top. It looks delicious, and I love trying traditional foods from the area, so I had to try it out. Also one of our, oh, this is like a fat dumpling. Also one of our very last meals here in Germany and Europe in general. Let's try it out. Oh my god. That's insane. You gotta try one. I guess applesauce is common here. Oh, that's crazy. Check this out. Try one of these. That's insane, right? He's like,
That's really good.
potatoes and the dumplings. Yep. The actual name of this food originates from the word married, and it's just talking about all the ingredients working together and like marries each other. Very, very cheap things to make and eat, which, you know, like I said, back in the days was for mainly poor people. That has now turned into Germany's or Saarlouis's comfort food that everybody loves and enjoys now, which I think is, it's cool. It's part of the history of where we are in the country, and it's actually delicious.
Yo, what's up?
Say something in German. Give it in German.
Das ist der beste Autofahrer.
Yeah.
Der allerbeste. Abonniert den Kanal. Abonnieren. Make like.
Yes.
Or we will find you.
No, for real, dude.
Yalla.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
All right. Awesome time exploring the city. You ready to head back, dude?
I'm ready. France, back to Colmar.
Back to France. One thing I really wish we had in America, 100 octane. That's actually been really nice to be able to fill up with a high octane in this car. But good to go, filled up. Ready for the trip back to France. Our last 2.5 hours driving through some of the world's most beautiful cities and villages. These countries constantly blow my mind. The Z3M made it back to France safe and sound, and now it's time for us to get some sleep and get ready for our last and final day. I'm looking at this B-roll and I honestly have no information about this village, but it was one of the most beautiful places that we just stumbled across getting around some traffic. Anyways, we made it back, and we'll see you guys for the final European episode. Oh, you're still here. Thanks for watching this long. If you made it this far, you should consider subscribing right up here, or I guess down below. And YouTube really thinks that you're gonna like this video right over here, so maybe check that one out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get back to it.